We need to have this conversation right now. Come here. Who you calling a chosen people? God's chosen. I mean, these guys that are killing children, God's chosen. They're shooting women and children, God's chosen. These guys that are running over pregnant women with bulldozers, you call them God's chosen? Wait a minute. These guys that use torture against 10-year-olds just to force their relatives to give themselves up, these are the guys who call God's chosen? Man, what are you smoking? What are you on? How deeply brainwashed have you been all these years? I haven't gone to church since October 7th. I don't think I'll ever go back until this war is over. Because every time I hear this name Israel mentioned in church, I feel awful. I don't want to be part of it. Honestly, if all these churches are all about Israel, I don't want to be part of it. I don't. It is sad that these Americans hijacked the name Israel and they're tarnishing the name Israel. The chosen ones were those of the Bible, the biblical Jews, the biblical Israelites were the chosen ones, not these ones. These ones they're dropping poison and expired food to people who are starving. They're not the chosen. They're not. You, something's wrong with you. You can believe that. I can. The chosen ones were the poor ones, the weak ones. God always chose the weak ones. God stood with Joseph when all his brothers were bullying him. Why? Because he was the weakest. He was the smallest. He was the abused. Okay? God cannot stand for these people who are occupying other people. They're armed to the teeth. You've seen all those pictures with Romans armed to the teeth all the time, guarding these Jews. And they were not the chosen one. The Jewish people were the occupied people. That's why God chose them. That's why Jesus was born in a manger. Because his parents were destitute. They had nowhere to sleep, just like the Palestinians. God stood for the oppressed. That's why God stood with David when he was facing Goliath. Who was the weakest there? Everybody, his brothers were in the army. They were all down there, humiliated to the core. He was saying all the bad things about their God, exactly what the Israelis say about the gods of the Palestinians. They say all kinds of stuff about the Palestinian religion. They humiliate the Palestinians. The men are humiliated. David's brothers were in the army. He was just a little kid. They were humiliated right there. If you're a true Christian, you understand what I'm talking about. And what did God do? He chose David. David was the chosen one. And what did David do? He took down Goliath. Goliath was armed to the teeth. God always chooses the weak. God's chosen cannot be armed to the teeth, cannot be oppressing others. God's chosen cannot make a hell out of other people's lives. And you know what? If you are for these people, fuck you. Okay? I can't shout. My kid is in the background. I can't shout, fuck you. And TikTok, you taking down all the videos that are against these Zionists. You're leaving these Zionist comments on there. They're running every day. And when we report them, you don't take them down. You say they are not violating community guidelines. But when the Zionists report our posts or our comments, you take them down. Fuck you too, TikTok.